Hey there, it's Diane Forster, and welcome to I Have Today, where we talk about the art of intentional living. And this show is all about inspiring, empowering, and educating you through life's transitions. So, do you suffer from spending bulimia? What about income anorexia? Well, my guest today is an expert in these areas. Her name is Chellie Campbell, and she is here. And trust me when I tell you, you are in for a treat. This woman is an absolute treasure, pun totally intended. All right, so she had a background in musical comedy and then finance, and then combine these two things together. She's got a fantastic story, but she went from filing bankruptcy and being homeless to living in a multi-million-dollar home and only paid $200 a month for it. Do you want to know these secrets? She is filled with gems, and I am going to tell you a story about her. And the reason why I have her on the show, not only do I know her for many years, we're in a networking group together, but I recently attended one of her workshops, and it was a game changer for me. I'm going to share the amount of money I've manifested in just the last couple of weeks doing Chellie's affirmations. She has 14 powerful affirmations that she's been using for years. She's had many clients using them, and to this day still use them, and they change your life. So we're going to get into her story in just a minute. Let me just tell you a little bit about her. She's the creator of the popular financial stress reduction workshops. She's an author of 3 books. We will talk about all 3 of them: The Wealthy Spirit, Zero to Zillionaire, and From Worry to Wealthy. All right. So she's going to be joining us in just a minute. And today's show is titled Reduce Your Financial Stress and Go From Worry to Wealthy. Reduce your financial stress and go from worry to wealthy. All right. Well, I'm your host, Diane Forster, and we are streaming live right now on the E360 television network. We're also streaming now on Facebook, on LinkedIn, on Twitter, and on YouTube. And if you are watching us on any of those platforms, we can see your comments. So if you have questions and comments, feel free to put them in the chat, in the comment section. All right. So that's where you can find us. Now, we do this show live every week. And then what we also do is we take this show and it's also turned into a podcast. So if you prefer listening to podcasts, you can find us on all podcast streaming platforms. And that is I Have Today with Diane Forster. If you're looking for me on social media, it's Diane Forster Official. Okay. One of the things that we do every single week on this show is we create an intention statement. An intention statement is an affirmation too. And our intention statement for this week is, I have today to do daily affirmations that work. I have today to do daily affirmations that work, right? I know some of you have been affirming, and it's not working. Well, Chellie has one affirmation that's going to change all of that for you. So what we do here with these intention statements is we give you something to focus on for the week. And so what my team does is they create a beautiful graphic for you. There it is. It's on the screen right there. You can find this on my Instagram page at Diane Forster Official. And what I want you to do is go over to Instagram, find me there, give me a follow while you're over there, and then there's a little button that says intention statements. And this graphic is already there. Take a screenshot of it, use it as your phone saver so that every time you look at your phone, which is on average 150 times a day, people, that's a lot, you see it. It's your reminder. It starts to go into the subconscious mind. Your mind starts believing it. The reticular activating system in your brain starts to search for evidence of that to come true for you. So this is how we create lasting, permanent change. These little hacks that we do, like these affirmations we're going to talk about today, and some of these little habits and hacks that really start to improve your life moment by moment, segment by segment, every single day. And we at I Have Today, we operate under the 1% better every day motto, because if you're doing these tiny little things to help and improve your life that don't cost you anything to do, these are just creating instant actionable things to improve your life. 1% better in a year is 3,378%. You are the best investment in the world. And this is how you do it, because these micro changes create macro results in your life. So make sure that you do that. Use that as your screensaver, and give me a follow while you're over there. All right, so we're getting ready to bring Chellie up for the interview. But before we do that, let's hear a word from our sponsor, The Spifter. This week's episode of I Have Today is brought to you by The Spifter. The Spifter is a fun sifting spoon that makes cooking, baking, and decorating with sugars and spices so much fun. No more mess or wasting your spices. It's fast, clean, and easy. Everything looks and tastes delicious. It's also great for straining loose tea, getting pesky broken cork out of your wine glass, and draining liquid off food like olives and capers. Whether you're a novice cook or a gourmet chef, you'll love the results. The Spifter, the kitchen gadget that no kitchen should be without. Well, happy today, Chellie Campbell. So nice to see you.
It's great to see you. You are amazing. I love everything you're doing. Look at you. Yay.
Thank you so much. Well, I am so honored and privileged to have you here. I met you several years ago at a networking event. We're part of that same community. We'll give a shout out to eWomen Network. Thank you, Sandra Yancey. Sandra was on my show, by the way, a few episodes back. A just remarkable woman and a remarkable connection of people. And you're one of those people that I met. And so I wanted to share you with our audience here at I Have Today because of everything that you're doing in the world. Your work is incredible. You are amazing. You have this heart and soul, and you're really just hilarious and so loving and giving. And so more people in the world need to know about you. Yes.
Thank you. I just want to help people. I figured out some things in my long life that really work. And I tell people about them and they work for them too. And then I'm so happy.
Yes, I know. It's so great. All right. Well, first, let's get into your story a little bit. Can you tell us a little bit of the background, how you started out, and then what transpired that, had you turn into this wealth expert helping all these people with money? Yeah.
Yes. Never took a financial class in my life.
Kidding.
No, nothing. I wanted to sing and dance for a living. So that was my whole focus, because when I was growing up in the 50s and 60s, there weren't a lot of really fun jobs for women. The news was about men, delivered by men. And so I just wasn't seeing the picture for me, except I really had fun doing musical shows at school. So I said, okay. And I looked at Shirley MacLaine was my role model. She had red hair and she was cute and dancing and singing. And I went up, and she hung out with Frank Sinatra and the Rat Pack. I said, that's for me. And so I went to UC Santa Barbara. I was a classmate and did a show with Michael Douglas. Now, a little reality. I had a physical therapist who was 29 years old, and I said that to him, and he said, "Who's that?"
Oh my goodness.
Right? I just thought, well, he goes, well, when did he do movies? I said, he's a big movie star. Well, when did he do them? On the 80s and 90s? Well, I wasn't born yet. Well, I wasn't born in the 40s, but I know who Rosalind Russell was, but hey, it gave me a little humility. So then I came to Hollywood to be a star. Anybody recognize me? This did not happen. I did work, however, I did dinner theater in Texas, and then I got a gig with Disney, and they kept hiring me. And actually, that was the thing that got me out of show business, because I did 5 shows a day, 5 days a week for 9 months at Disneyland. And I thought I would die of boredom.
Wow.
So
Wow.
I had gotten my dream, and the dream wasn't what I thought it would be. It was not for me. What I figured out later was what I really enjoyed was rehearsal, working with a small team of creative people, laughing and joking and figuring things out, and then putting on the show. But a long run in college was like 3 weekends. So 9 months was just too much. So in between acting jobs, I took a real job, like actors do. And one of them said, "We want you to go full time permanent." I said, "I can't do that. I'm an actor." And I said, "I have to go on auditions in the middle of the day." They said, "Well, you can go." I said, "Really? Dream job. You can just say, I have an audition, see you later." And so that was fine, except they kept promoting me. And suddenly I'm the office manager in charge of, I go, "I don't know anything about finance." They said, "Oh, we'll teach you, you'll learn." And I went, "Okay." Because I figure if I'm about to take a risk, I consider the downside. If it's not death, I do it. So I took this job and figured, well, I'll just go back to the other job if I can't do it. Biggest surprise of my life. I loved it. I loved this job. I had a talent for the money and I didn't know why. Just something fit together. It just seemed so ordinary to me, but it was a skill and a talent. Who knew? So push came to shove when I was offered the lead in Three Penny Opera at the Houston Alley Theater in Texas. And now it was like, am I going to go and ditch this job? But this I like, and that could be 3 months, and then I'm done again and looking for work again. And I looked for the underlying value. I really liked this job. I got praise and acknowledgement. I got to be creative. I had a team that I liked, and I made money and I got to go to work every day. And that was really what motivated me in show business, except I didn't get to go to work every day. So I just stayed where I was. And eventually I ended up being hired to run a small bookkeeping service. And I thought, well, this is a dead end unless I build it and get some more people in here. So I hired 4 more people, got that many more clients that first year. And the 2 guys who owned it, they came to me and they said, "You act like an owner. We think you should be one. So here's 20% of the business." Ka-ching. And that's when the money light bulb went on and that I could be an entrepreneur. I had never thought of that. It was never suggested to me by anyone until that day. I was 35.
Wow. I just have to say, what a living example you are of just following the path in a way that you just accepted it. You went in with the right attitude. You didn't know, and what did you say? If it's not death, I'll do it. I love that. And so opportunity kept coming to you because of your attitude. And now all of these things culminated into you becoming who you are. This was your destiny. The
Yes,
other thing wasn't. Yeah.
you just don't know. And this is what everybody says. Well, I'm doing this affirmation for this, and I didn't get that. But what did you get instead? And how did that lead you on? Because it's Joseph Campbell, follow your bliss. Do what you love, and the money will follow. Now, you have to make sure you do some things to make the money follow, because otherwise you're giving it all away for free, and then there's no money. So
Right.
there's a trick to that. But the whole thing for me was I was just going, okay, this is good. This is happy. How can I reach more people? How can I help more people? And in the bookkeeping service, I ended up with 13 employees and I bought my partners out. And I just said, okay, what do I need to do? Now, when I bought my partners out, that's the story. Bought my partners out. 9 months later, the biggest client we had, that was 75% of my income, left with 2 weeks' notice. I had to fire 10 people. I went to my landlords and I said, I had just had to fire 10 people. I lost this big client and I can't pay this amount of rent, $4,500 a month. This is 1988. So that was a big nut. And I said, so I guess either we can make a new deal or I'm going to have to go under. And this wonderful man just looked at me and said, well, we don't want you to go under. How much space do you need now? And what can you afford to pay? And we wrote a new lease for $800 a month.
Oh my gosh. I love this so much. And everybody who's watching this, listening to this, there's a lesson in there, you know, when you're a good person and you mean well, and you, Chellie, every day saying, how can I help more people? How can I help more people? It's not that you were ever chasing money. All you wanted to do was be in service. And when you're honest with people and you say, look, I can't afford this. I don't want to go, but I can't do this. How accommodating and willing people are to help people who help people.
I gotta tell you the truth. Just tell the truth. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to fake it. I just knew to tell this guy, this is what's going on. Do you have any help for me? And he said, yes. And I called every single person I owed money to. I called the bank. You know, get to know your banker is a little tougher today. But back in the day, I just took him to lunch, you know, and I said, let me tell you what's happening right now. And this $500 a month payment, I can't make that. He goes, let me call you back. He called me back in an hour and he says, okay, I rewrote the loan. So it's over a longer period of time. I lowered the interest rate and I took the payments to $200 a month. Can you do that? I said, yeah, thank you. I called everybody. Now, I couldn't get out of taxes. You know, I had to still pay taxes. And there's some things you can negotiate and some things you can't. So I just lived in struggle for a bit. And then my head bookkeeper decided to go into business for herself and took half my clients. And that's when I couldn't make any payments anymore. I just was so under it. And I tried to sell my condo, but the condo was like, they were selling them for $90,000 and I owed $160,000 on it. So I filed bankruptcy. I lost my home to foreclosure. And I just said, I don't know what's going to happen next. Well, I played poker.
I love it.
A little woman's game meets once a month. It's the buy-in is $10. Okay. And we play all the party games. So it's not nobody's getting hurt by this. And I'm pretty good. So I was usually winning lunch money. And so I go there and I'm telling my friends what has happened to me. And this girl looks up from her cards and says, so where are you going to live now? And I said, I have no idea. She said, we ought to move in here with Chellie, which is where the poker game took place. 4 bedrooms, 2-story, gorgeous in the exclusive area, the hills of Brentwood, West LA. And I said, yeah, decorated in my colors. I loved her art. I went, okay, how much rent do you want? She goes, how about $200 a month?
Oh my God. I mean,
okay.
Yeah. Wow. Wow.
So then I started rebuilding. And by this time, I had started teaching the financial stress reduction workshop because people were saying to me, it was a recession in the early 90s. They were saying, will you save yourself? How did you do it? And I gave them instructions, and 3 people in the same week said, you got to teach this. And so I invented the class. So now, So now I'm in class and I'm ashamed. You know, I own a bookkeeping service. I'm teaching financial classes. I was president of the National Association of Women Business Owners LA chapter. And I'm filing bankruptcy. Okay, how humiliating is that? So I'm not talking to anybody about any of that. And I'm feeling really sad about myself. And then one day in class, this young couple talked about filing bankruptcy. And I made a suggestion. And this guy turned to me and he said, how would you know? You've never experienced anything like this. And the chill went down my spine. And I looked around the room and I knew I had to tell the truth again. And I said, well, actually, I filed bankruptcy 6 months ago. And they all went, And I said, well, let me tell you what happened. And I told them this story, and they went, oh, everybody came up to me and hugged me after that. People called me to tell me I gave them permission to let go of old things that they had done that they were beating themselves up over.
Mhm.
And now I saw, okay, what are the good things that resulted from this? I got more compassion. I got a story to tell about. I don't care how deep in the deep tapioca you're in, you can get out of it and life can get great again.
Yeah.
When things started going well for me again, a woman came up to me at a networking meeting and she says, hey, now you can afford to buy your own house again. I said, why would I want to do that? So
Right.
we can both sit in our own nice houses alone or find another roommate who might not be congenial. I have no intentions of that. Plus, having lost a home once, I didn't want to have that big a nut, especially since I'm in my own business. It depends on me. It's not a business like a bookkeeping service where people can carry on without me. It's
Right.
all me. It's me. I have to show up.
Right.
So I just didn't want a big nut like that. And $200 a month really kind of worked for me in my life. And then I could go play and go on cruises and stuff like that too. So
Go play poker.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
This is so good, Chellie. And this is it doesn't matter who you are. Life happens, things happen. You know, nothing is a guarantee, and it's not that things won't happen to you, it's what you do with what happens to you. And you're telling the truth is so powerful. I love that. I love that. You know, we've all been through stuff. I've certainly had my things happen too. And so I love how honest you are with people and yourself. And I want to segue into your 14 affirmations.
yes.
Hang on a minute. I have them here. Here they are. Fabulous 14 affirmations. So,
Yes.
everyone who's listening and watching, I want to tell you that Chellie hosted a class a couple of weeks ago. And I got, you know, I saw it on Facebook. It was in my feed somewhere. And I was like,
Mhm.
oh, I love her. And I had the time available. And I said, I'm going to listen into this. So I came into the class and you shared all of these beautiful stories that you're sharing right now. And, you know,
Mhm.
the mess to success and all the things that you've learned and you know, just how much you serve in so many ways and so successful and so humble. And you shared these 14 affirmations. And we are going to have a link at the end of this show. So stay till the end of how you can get access to them as well as a special gift that Chellie has for you today to become a part of her community for a very, very affordable price. And so, but what I want to share is I took them down that day and you took us through them and you explained why they were the way they were. There was one that was very powerful that I want everyone to know. And one of them is, if you don't mind me sharing it, Chellie, is my affirmations work for me, whether I believe it or not. I want to say, oh, I got goosebumps. That one of the 14, and they're all amazing and they all work, was the most powerful one because I thought, wow, that
Uh-huh.
really alleviates everything by
Yes,
being able to say that, whether I believe it or not, that they work.
that's
And
right.
mhm.
The
So,
universe is working on our behalf, whether we think it is or not. It's
yes,
just a big yes machine, and we're programming it with what we think. We
yeah,
have 60,000 thoughts a day.
yeah.
95% of them are the same thoughts you had yesterday. We got a lot of reprogramming to do.
We
80% of them are negative. We got
yes.
to be positive.
Yeah, we have a Pat here says, got goosebumps. That is awesome. Yeah, Pat. Well, you are going to want to get all of them because they all work. So since that day, Chellie, your mind is gonna be blown. It was not even 2 weeks ago. It was not even 2 weeks ago. Since that day, I have either received or released money I owed that I don't owe anymore. Okay. That is just as important as attracting money, everybody. Over $75,000. I am not
Love it
kidding.
so much.
I couldn't believe it. This came in and that came in, that went away. And one of the things that I want to highlight is just what you said, the story about going to the bank and being honest and saying, I can't afford this payment anymore. And they were willing to accommodate you, right?
Yes.
I didn't even know that story about you, but I did that. And here's what's happening with the affirmations. My thinking is changing. And so I've said to myself, there's a certain amount of money I want to manifest. There's also, I have my obligations and dues to pay, all of that. And a lot of heavy weight because of some bad things that happened in my past too, right?
Wow.
So no shame, no guilt or anything. And so I called a creditor and I said, you know what? This doesn't work. And I know that you loaned me money that you didn't have, and I want to be able to pay you back, but I'm not going to be able to do this. And I just want to know, how can we work together so that we're both happy in this situation? And Chellie, she wiped out $29,000 of debt in 40 minutes. In 40 minutes, you guys. So it wasn't illegal. It wasn't anything like that. It was just, they were so accommodating.
Yes. People want to work with you for the most part. Out of all the people I reached out to, and there were a number of them, I can't pay you $150. I can pay you $25, and you'll get $25 every month.
Yeah.
See, this is important. Say what you will do. If you don't get the $25, you're going to get 10, or you're going to get a note from me with an explanation, but you will hear from me every month.
Yes.
And that's what makes people relax, because most people, when they owe money, they just hide out. They won't answer the phone. They don't answer your emails, nothing.
Yeah.
And that makes people mad. And then you have this horrible dynamic. But
Yeah.
if you just say, honestly, this is what I'm doing. I'm rebuilding. I'm working hard at it. I am committed to pay you. Well, there was one company that it was a lease for my Xerox machine. It wasn't Xerox. I forget the name of it, but and they just had a lease agreement and it was a contract and they were going to enforce it. So they just sent me notices every month and they added on horrible amounts of money, like $150 late fee and $200 this fee and that fee. And I didn't. After 4 months, I called them up. I called the accounts payable girl and I said, hey, I owe you some money. She looks up, let me look up your account. Oh, yes, you do. I said, well, I have some money now and I'd love to make a payment, but you've got to knock off all these late fees and all of that. And she said, okay.
Yes. Yes.
All right.
It's so powerful. I called my cable and internet company and I was going to cancel the TV side of it, the cable. I was like, I don't even watch TV. Why am I paying $70 a month for this? This is how my mind is starting to think, thanks to you, Chellie. Like I'm seeing, where can I save? Where can I make more money? How can I do this? So I called there and I ended up going, speaking to the retention department because they want to retain your business, right?
Yes, you do.
And I ended up, not only did I keep the cable, they gave me 15 bonus channels and they reduced my bill by $80 a month. I mean,
so many people, if only people knew, if you just call and negotiate, they want to help. They have all kinds of special deals, but you got to ask because they don't publicize that because they want to make the most money they can. Okay. But I wanted to go back a moment to my affirmations work for me, whether I believe they will or not. Mm-hmm. I wrote that one for me specifically because my father was an aerospace scientist. Okay. You don't go to the moon because you do an affirmation. You go to the moon because you do an affirmation and then you work things out and you practice and you take action. But you have to have the affirmation first. And I'm a real practical gal that way.
Yes.
I read science fiction too, so I know that that's possible. So I had to create an affirmation that allowed me to go, oh, this can't really work. Yes, it can. It can really work, whether I can really see it or not. So that one is so powerful. And I'm glad that you pointed that out.
Yes, really. It was the one that went, whoa. When I heard that, I was like, oh, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. Because I teach this stuff too, as you know. I'm all about law of attraction and manifestation. I manifest things like crazy, and I help my clients with my work, and I create mantra meditations for them. And, we do a live one every week on the show at the end of the show. And so I believe in it too. But you made the point about, most of the thoughts that we are thinking are the same thoughts as yesterday. And most of those thoughts are negative. And there's nothing wrong with you. If you are listening to this or watching this, there is nothing wrong with you. You are a product of receiving other people's beliefs that got anchored into your mind. Now, it's like cleaning out your phone or, updating your laptop. You have to refresh, and you have to put in the programming that you want to. I mean, with the exception of a few things, your phone is 100% programmed by you, right? You get to choose the apps that you want on your phone for the most part, right? You get to choose what you feed your mind to. It's the same way. It is a search bar. The reticular activating system is a search bar, and it is going to look for proof and evidence that's around you. You just can't see it yet, but once you're aware of it, you can. And so talk about the point that you can say, I don't want to be in debt anymore. I don't want to be in debt anymore.
That's
and
not
that
the way to say it.
right.
Yeah.
So corrective.
Two rules for affirmations. They have to be in the present tense. I'm now earning a great big income, doing what makes me happy. I am now rich and wonderful, not I'm going to be rich tomorrow.
Right.
Because when you're going to be rich, it's like the sign on the bar that says free beer tomorrow. When does the customer get free beer? It's always tomorrow.
I love that. I love that.
So it's futurized. So they have to do it in the now, and you have to do it in the positive, like you were saying it in the negative. Oh, I'm not going to overdraw my bank account anymore. What are you picturing? An overdrawn bank account. Yes. The universe just says, yes, that's what it thinks you're wanting. No. The brain has no picture for not. Like if I said, do not think about a pink elephant. Do not see a mama pink elephant and a little baby pink elephant side by side. And everybody thinks of the pink elephant because that's how the brain works. Mm-hmm. So we have to picture the bank account overflowing with money.
Yes.
Do it in the positive and do it in the present tense.
Yes.
So those are the two rules. And then look at so many people do affirmations. I read Catherine Ponder's books and all different kinds of people. Mike Dooley, I actually do blogs for Mike Dooley now too, which is great. He has 1 million subscribers. Okay, he's fabulous. And what I saw was I had to be about putting my spin on things so that the people who can't hear it from all these other people can hear it from me. And especially about money, because so much of what we hear is negative. It's all about save for retirement. I was never worried about creating an income, even if I'm old. I'm 75 now, and does it look like I'm quitting anytime soon? No. Right. So I just project into that reality, and I'll save some money, but it isn't like I have to have millions, because what if I ran out? I don't expect to run out, but I know that one day I'm going to run out of life. Right. I don't know when that day is. 30% of Americans die before age 65.
Wow.
So don't wait. I mean, and all we hear, since financial literacy is not taught in our school system, all we hear are from bankers and financial planners and stockbrokers who want you to invest and save your money with them. That's how they make a living. Mm-hmm. So they don't tell you, you don't really have to do all that.
Yeah. I agree. and you have the ability to make more money. You always have the ability to attract and make and receive more money. So,
It can happen in a minute. Somebody can reach out to you with golden apples. You don't know. You just have to live in the possibility. And then you have to look at the probability and do things to make the probabilities happen. But know that the affirmations are always creating the happening.
yes.
Now, people started telling me I should write a book. So I thought, okay, I'll write a page-a-day book, The Wealthy Spirit. And so every day they can read a story.
Team, can you show the books, please?
Thank you.
Yes.
So The Wealthy Spirit. And I wanted people to be able to do it every day, because it isn't like you can do affirmations for 1 week and then stop. That didn't work. It takes about 3 weeks for it to become a habit. And then just put the habit into place. It's going to make you happier. And people make more money when they're happy.
Yes.
Okay. Because people are attracted to you when you're happy.
Yes.
I said this in a talk the other day, and this woman wrote it up and pasted it all over Facebook. I said, I'm not successful. I'm not happy because I'm winning. I'm winning because I'm happy.
Yes.
That's the ticket.
That is the ticket. And it's being happy now. The person you are now, you will be magnetized as the person who does have wealth. If you're not a nice person now, you will not be a nice person wealthy, you will attract more and more and more. If you live in gratitude and happiness in the present moment, being grateful for everything you have, everything. I've talked about this a million times. The bed you get to sleep in, the hot shower you get to take, the cup of coffee you get to have in the morning, the breath in your lungs, the sunshine, everything. And you stay in that space, abundance just can't help but come to you. You are a magnet for it.
Absolutely. And sometimes you have these bad things that happen. It doesn't mean nothing bad is going to ever happen.
Right.
But it looks like a bad thing at the time. But eventually something good happens that might not have happened if you had the first good thing. So it's all working out the way it's supposed to. So when I was working on The Wealthy Spirit, and I got an agent, and we were searching for publishers, and I had a big publisher, and then the deal fell through, and I was like destroyed. I went to bed and cried. And then I got up in the morning and I went, but that's just one publisher. There's 6,000 publishers out there, and I'm going to give me one. And I just kept going. And my agent was solid behind me and everything. And so she finally found somebody at Sourcebooks, this woman, Deb. And Deb wanted to talk to me because she thought some things should be changed. So I said, okay. And I talked to her, and we're getting acquainted. And I said, so what do you think should be changed? She goes, well, first we have to take all the affirmations out.
Oh my goodness.
I'm not kidding. I said, okay, I've already been hurt. I am okay. I go, okay, this person isn't publishing my book either. And I said, yeah, why do you think that? She said, Chellie, there are 97 affirmation books out there. I can't go to my 40 salespeople and say we're doing another affirmation book. I said, oh, you think everybody knows this already? She goes, yeah. I said, well, let me ask you a question. She goes, what? I said, are you doing them? She goes, I said, positive affirmations about money specifically. Are you doing them every day? And she goes, well, no, I'm not. I said, then I challenge you. I gave her my list of 14. I said, do these every day for 21 days and we'll talk again. She goes, okay, challenge accepted. She calls me 3 weeks later. She goes, Chellie? I said, yeah. She said, I can't believe what's happening. I'm getting money out of the air.
It's so fantastic.
Yeah. People are paying me off money they owed me. I got a bonus at work. I've never gotten a bonus here before. I'm getting bigger book deals. I said, are you doing anything else besides the affirmation differently? She goes, nope, just the affirmations. I said, when do you do them? She goes, I do them in the morning on the way to work, and I do them at night before I go to sleep. I said, so can the affirmations stay in the book now? She goes, yeah.
Yeah. I love it. I love it. Well, we're going to have a link to all your books. And that one is, hang on, the Wealthy Spirit book that you're mentioning right now. But you also have Zero to Zillionaire. I love it. And From Worry to Wealthy, which is amazing. Okay, well, I have a couple more questions for you, Chellie. And one of them is, I ask all my guests this question, and so I want to ask it to you, how you live the I have today way, which is intentionally in the present moment. And if you don't mind, will you start your sentence with, I have today too, and then fill in the blank.
I have today too. Every day is another opportunity to meet somebody, to help somebody, to have fun, to enjoy life, to live in the blessings of spirit and go for it, whatever I want. I'm free and happy and loved and loving. And I love my life.
Ah, so well said. So beautiful. No wonder you're a magnetic attractor to so much abundance in your life. You're just, like I said at the beginning, you are truly a treasure. So is there one final piece of advice that you want to share with the audience before we let the audience know how to find out more information about you?
Sure. The main thing is to do them. Knowing about it isn't enough. You got to do them. And the specific money ones, I know I've been teaching them for 33 years and people have had extraordinary results. Every now and then I run across somebody who took my class and they're happy. And I said, how are things going? Great. Are you still doing the affirmations? Every day, all the time. It's on my wall. And then I'll run into somebody. I go, how's everything going? Oh, really not so good. Well, are you still doing the affirmations? No. And this one attorney said that to me. And I said, so I would suggest starting. And he goes, okay, we'll do. He called me a week later. He says, you have to tell everybody this. I got $6,000 last week and 4,000 of it was totally unexpected.
Wow. It really works. I will tell you, I have 4 copies of them. You guys, I printed them up and I'll just tell you what I did. I put them in all the chakra colors and I made it super pretty and fun. And so I keep one in my office. One is taped to the mirror in my bathroom. So when I'm brushing my teeth and doing my thing, washing my face, one is in my car and one of them is in my journal. So there's no excuse for me not to be doing them. There's no excuse for you not to be doing them. When you hear the stories that Chellie just shared, and I shared my experience, which is why you're here on this show, because more people need to know about this. I am active on TikTok every day. And I see the responses from people. I see what people are suffering with. I see how they're struggling and their frustrations. And it's 90% of it is money related. It is hands down the number one thing. It's the number one thing that people say no to me about, either coaching with me in my life and mindset coaching, or as in my TV hosting in my academy, is the excuse of no money. And that what they don't understand, and I try and let them know that that reason not to is actually the reason to do it. Your life will not change unless you change something about it. And so you need to work with people like Chellie. Use her fabulous work, her affirmations she's been using for 33 years. And it's that helped thousands and thousands and thousands of people. You have to align to be able to do something different. And it is a muscle. It's like going to the gym. You don't go to the gym once and expect to be buff. You work it every day. Yes.
And people who just want to do affirmations and sit on the couch all day, I go, well, how many affirmations do you think you'd have to say in front of the piano before you could play it?
Yes.
All okay, right. You get all the mind in gear so that when you do it accurately, you do it well, you do it with love, and you do it for people who need the help. And you know what? Helping people is a drug.
Yeah.
I could not live without it. People go, well, when are you going to retire? You're 75, maybe when you're 80. I go, when I am dead.
Right.
I cannot give up this addiction, this drug to helping people.
Yeah.
Because when they prosper, when you prosper, Diane, when you told me that story, it was like it happened to me.
I love
That's
it.
how I feel about it. I am so in love with you.
Oh, well, I am so in love with you. All right. Well, you have a special code because of your program that you run. That's amazing. Talk a little bit about that, and then we will share the code with the audience because it's a smoking deal. You got to take advantage of it. So,
Well, when we were locked down because of COVID, I was used to getting clients from going to breakfast, lunch, and dinner networking groups, right? And nobody was doing that. We did some Zoom stuff, but it was all different. And as I'm working online, I go, well, I have all these friends on Facebook. I don't really know them. Let's reach out. Let's start doing stuff. And I took a class on how to do Facebook Live video. And so I started a group called the Wealthy Spirit Group on Facebook. I do a 10-minute video every morning, Monday through Friday, to take people through the affirmation for the day, the story that backs it up, all the secrets, background stuff that I couldn't put in the book, I do in the group. And it's $47 a month, very reasonable. But I give you a discount code so you can have it for just $7 to try it for a whole month, 30 days, and see if it's a group of people that you want to swim with, that you like hearing this message, because it's supposed to energize you and spur you on and comfort you when things are tough and help you get ideas for creating your life and your business the way you want it to be. And it's so fun. I love it. Never giving it up.
so fun. Okay. Well, we have the code for you right now. Team, put it up. The code is Dolphin Gold, all one word, Dolphin Gold. Now, how you're going to find this is you are going to go to Chellie's website, which is Chellie, and that's CHELLIE.com, CHELLIE.com. So go to her page, go to her website. Make sure you become a member of the Wealthy Spirit Group for only $7. And you can also get the 14 affirmations there. So now what we've done is we're also including links to Chellie's books. Those will be in the show notes and in the comments section where, at all the places where the TV show and the podcast is. So make sure you get her books, definitely all of them, but especially the Wealthy Spirit for your daily dose. So you are such a joy and a pleasure. It's been a privilege having you on I Have Today. And thank you from the bottom of my heart for the universe sweeping you in that day and me being available and me saying yes to me and going and what you've already done in my life. And I will continue to share with you the success stories and the abundance stories that come into my life. So
thank you so much. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for being there. Thank you for reaching out to me again and having me on your show. You're amazing. I love the work you're doing in the world, and I will support you every step of the way.
Oh, thank you so much, Chellie. All right. Well, you have a beautiful today, and I know I'll talk to you soon. All right. All right. Take care. Bye.
Bye.
She's so fantastic, isn't she? I see all your comments, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. All right. If that didn't lift your spirit, I don't know what will. And so what we're going to do with our last few remaining minutes, please stay till the end, is I'm going to end it with a mantra meditation for you. And the reason why we do this is I want you leaving this show at the end of it feeling better than you did at the beginning. You're shifted. You're already different. You're going to be even better at the end of this. But before we do that, I want to share some really exciting news for you. One of the things that I'm doing and been working on for some time now is, as a TV host and somebody who's been in advertising and television for almost 40 years. I spent 20 years at ABC. I've been a TV host for 6 years now, and I'm helping you launch and star in your own TV show. Host your own show. There has never been a better time. It is crowded out there. And if you want to stand out and be the expert in your industry and the go-to person, build credibility, build audience, build your business and brand, having your own platform as a TV show, which is an asset, does not get buried in some social media feed. It's actually an asset. I am going to teach you how to do it. So what I have for you is a free masterclass on the 5 shifts you need to make in order to start earning 5, 6, even 7 figures as a TV host. So we're going to break that down for you. So we have a link for you to register for that free masterclass right now. And I went to Chellie's free masterclass and look what it did for me. What could this do for you? So the link for you to attend the masterclass is startvhost.com, startvhost.com. And I share all the ways that this is going to change your life. It's really been a game changer for me. And I wanted to take my 40 years and gift that to you. So register there, tvstarhost.com. All right, with our last few remaining minutes, let's get into our mantra meditation. If you are driving, obviously you cannot close your eyes, but you can listen. And when you get to a safe place, you can certainly catch the replay of this. For everybody else, I want you to stop what you're doing. Don't multitask. Don't be distracted. It's only going to be a couple of minutes, and I promise it'll be worth it. What we're going to do is we're going to do 2 breaths. We're going to breathe in for the count of 4 through our nose. I want you to pull that all the way down to your tailbone, which is where your root chakra is. Now, we have 7 chakras in our body, and then we also have an 8th one, which is our soul star, which is above our head about a foot or 2. It's a very important chakra because it clears away it opening the channel for you to receive information, ideas, the things that are so important for you to tune into that channel ability and your psychic ability. And so what I want you to do is when you breathe in for 4 and pull that air down to your tailbone, I want you to hold your breath for the count of 8 as you send energy to each one of your chakras, all 8 of them. I will count it for you up. And then I want you to breathe out for 8 seconds from your mouth, like you're blowing out birthday candles. I want you to get every bit of toxicity out of you, any negative emotions, any trauma, anything you're holding on, breathe it right out. We're going to do that 2 times. It's going to feel really good. And then just listen to my words. So here we go. All right, everybody breathe in, close your eyes, breathe in for the count of 4. Hold it for the count of 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Blow it out for 8. Sending all that energy to your chakras, getting rid of all that trauma and negative emotion. Let's do it one more time. Breathe in for 4 and pull it down. Hold it and light up your chakras for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And blow it out for 8. I have today to love my life. Something really good is going to happen to me today. I can feel it. Miracles big and small. I notice them all. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you. I have today to do daily affirmations that work. Chellie Campbell has given me insight in today to her affirmations that she has been doing for 33 years. They've changed her lives and the lives of thousands of others. And I am now ready and willing to commit to doing them for myself because they work. Even if I don't believe it, I now know that they do. My life is in my control, and I'm going to live it in integrity, and I'm going to live it in truth. I'm going to be honest with myself and others because there's so much power in that. And when I am honest and truthful, people just want to help. And I am going to sit in gratitude and appreciation for where I am right now, not beat myself up or feel any guilt, shame, doubt, or fear of anything that's ever happened to me in my entire life. No matter what the condition of my life is, I know that things are going to happen. And it's not that they won't, it's what I do with it. But if I stay true to myself and honest and be in service of others, focus on helping others, that is the most important thing. My life will continue to get better and better and better. Nothing in my life is a mistake. I'm allowed to change my mind. I might think I'm going down one path and then realize maybe that wasn't the thing for me, but I definitely got value from something. And if I just go into it with that attitude of being in service, of being open and receptive, of helping people, and being consistent with my daily affirmations, I can't help but have an amazing life. So on this day and every day forward, that is the way I'm going to live. I'm truly intentional and I love my life. And so it is. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I want to thank my guest, Chellie Campbell, for being here today. And I want to thank all of you who've been here. You mean everything to me. This is your day. You have today to change your life and make it better. I hope you're feeling wonderful at the end of this show. Please make sure you come back here every week because I bring on more amazing guests and content just like Chellie. And this is how you live intentionally the I Have Today way. Follow for more. I'll see you soon. I love you madly. Take care. Bye-bye.